All right. Shalom, shalom. Before we begin, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, I can drill the tail for the Father. We're going to do another lesson through the Spirit of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. We'll get into it. I want to speak on, I want to speak on this trip that currently, or just recently, current commander in chief, Nero and the reincarnation, as Isaiah chapter 19 refers to him as that cruel king, that fierce king and cruel lord. And you can tell that by his statements and how he conducted himself when it comes to inhabitants of Egypt, the Egyptians or Babylonians in America. He said, one of his comments, they asked him, was he concerned with the financial state or the financial state of America, of American citizens? He said, nah, that he don't think about he's not thinking about you people's financial concerns. That's that Isaiah chapter 19. The elders and apostles say that's this guy, Nero coming back and reincarnation, which is the current commander in chief. He said basically he's not concerned, or he don't think about financial state of you Egyptians in America. That's that cruel and fierce king. But going back to that, he had taken this trip to China to meet Xi Jinping. He took this trip to China to meet with Xi Jinping. I don't see this guy. He took with him several different CEOs, man. Elon Musk, for example, and they were basically talking about the current system that this world beast system that they're trying to implement. I got a video on TikTok that I want to share. Basically break it down, going to some key issues. Even to this guy, King Charles, what he's trying to implement. He made a public announcement saying that he's trying to implement this digital ID, right? The digital ID, he's trying to implement that. That's this beast system. Like it, they're looking for a minute. The digital, she basically, I think she's over there in Europe. Europe. She's over there. She's over there in Europe. I then I'm gonna just start off with precept book of Psalms. The book of Psalms 94. So that one is, "O Lord, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah, power, to whom vengeance belongeth, O power, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself, lift up thyself, thy judge of the earth, render reward to the proud." That's what Esau Edom is. He over there, he's going around the world. He's going around the world boasting himself, man. And nonetheless, just like I broke out, he cares less about the well-being of you Babylonians here in Babylon the Great, aka America. Even these even these Edomites, they don't care about you the well-being of you people, man. You know, because basically he's nothing more than a lesser luminary, a puppet of the elite amongst Esau Edom, man. You know, so all he's doing is the work, the bidding of them. You know, the ones that what they call shadow government, the ones that work in the shadows, giving orders, you know, behind closed doors without you people's, you know, under. I mean, not you giving orders behind closed doors without the awareness of you people here. So yeah, I got this video that says basically she's gonna go into, you know, surrounding this trip that this guy went to go see your current commander in chief, Donald Trump. She's gonna basically explain some things, right?
Giant. All the bank CEOs with him, all of these major CEO companies flew with President Trump to meet with Xi Jinping. So there are two major breaking stories today. If you're not caught up, I'm going to catch you up. First, let's start with international breaking news. In the United Kingdom, King Charles announced today that they are going to go full force with the digital ID infrastructure, which is going to take over the banking system along with your physical identity, your physical digital structure.
Prime ministers also proceed the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
Basically,
so that lets you know they're going forward with this digital system, man, this beast system, right? He made a public announcement. What is King Charles, whatever his guy name is, right? Over there in Britain. So he let his he said his ministers, right? Let them know that basically in order to use public services, you're gonna need a digital ID in order to access your banking account or whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, just like he said, it's also entangled in the banking systems, right? Because this is coming from the elite bankers anyway. This beast system, which they trying to go forward with, right? So he just made a statement, and why did your current commander in chief of Babylon the Great took all these CEOs with him to China?
Sharma made it very clear at the beginning of this year that if you do not comply with this digital ID infrastructure that's going to be implemented, which was now validated by King Charles, that you are going to have a hard time getting socially verified. You understand? Socially verify that if you do not verify yourself or comply with the system, you cannot participate in the society. Understand that part.
So get down with the digital system. You will not be able to participate in society, man. Which is basically what the elders, apostles, you know, have been telling or giving warning and saying this is what's going to happen, man. So in order to participate in society, you got to get this digital ID, and ultimately, to um, in order to uh, operate in society, you're gonna have to take this man's mark, man, which is the CHIP, right? That's why he has these CEOs with him, Donald Trump, like Elon Musk, which he's going to go with him to see Xi Jinping, because this is a global thing. It's a global change, or a global change. Basically, yeah, it's a global change. Revelations chapter 12 and 12, or Revelations chapter 12. I mean, Revelations chapter 2 and 10, right? I think it's Revelation chapter. I might be Revelation 2 and 10. I got to go back, but that's he's the hour of temptation, right? That's going to come upon the whole world, right? And this relations to this beast system. You want to, in order to conduct or operate normally in society, you have to ultimately take this devil, which is Esau Edom, from these elite bankers, mark, right, which is the CHIP. In order to conduct yourself in normal society, you have to take this mark. In order to conduct yourself in regular society, and do things like you normally would, you had to receive this guy's or this devil's as a CHIP, as a microchip, man.
President Trump did not travel to China alone. He took all the tech mongols, the tech giants, the big companies, banking infrastructure CEOs, BlackRock, all the creatures, the swarm of the deep state, like the people that we were supposed to drain. He took those vultures, those creatures are now leached on to the president, flew with him to China to meet with Xi Jinping.
And look what she said. What this deep swamp that he's supposed to like he said before, when he got into office, he was going to drain the swamp. But these individuals is with him, with him to fucking China, right? Because this is it's not from him, man. He's a puppet, you know, right? These presidents are puppets. They're selected, not elected by the people. They're selected by the elites of Edom, these bankers, right? These elite bankers of Edom, right? They select these world officials, your presidents or whoever in head of these different countries around the globe. They basically have sway over these people, right? They put whoever they want in these seats to their liking, right? And that's the reason why the swamp didn't drain, because this new world order is not of Trump, right? It's of the elites of Edom.
The same day that King Charles announces that digital ID will be going live soon. What is the one thing that China has mastered in the past century? If you've been following the meetings in Davos, you are going to understand that Klaus Schwab himself said every single nation needs to look to China when it comes to digital surveillance and one governing system transition into the new world order.
Right. So that's a good point. Look, like he said, that's what Klaus Schwab said. Uh, China is a perfect model and example for all other countries to model after this digital surveillance system, right? I heard it also. You can do the research. There's videos on it, right? That China is a perfect model for this digital surveillance, right? This digital surveillance of its people.
President was supposed to drain the swamp, has taken the swamp with him to China to negotiate and broker deals on behalf of the American people. And these deals, I tell you, my friend, are going to involve the digital infrastructure surveillance system. You can take that to the bank. Why would President Trump be taking all the tech giants?
She took all these tech giants with him to meet Xi Jinping, man. You know, because this is not up Trump, man. Yeah, this is not of Trump, man. You know, this is of the elites of Edom. So the reason why shit going forward is because these devils, which is the elites of Edom, want to forward their agenda, man. This enterprise, we just talked about in the book of Job, right? So I think it's Revelation 2 and 10, if I'm not mistaken. Revelation chapter 12. Yeah, Revelation chapter 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right? So that's what this is talking about, right? Is our temptation, which is going to be mandatory, just like they said they gave the implementation or mandate from this guy, King Charles, whatever third, whatever he is, whatever number he is. Um, he made a proclamation or something. He basically announced to the people of Britain that he made an announcement to the people of Britain that in order to operate normally in society, you had to get the digital ID, right? You had to get a digital ID to operate normally in society, you know. So basically, we understand that this is all bring forth ultimately this devil's mark, which is talking about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, right? So I'll read Revelation 3 and 10 again. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Right? It's a world thing. That's why they put like they said, like Klaus Schwab said, China is the perfect model for all countries of the world, all nations of the world to model after as a digital surveillance state over its citizens. This is going to be a global change. You know, it's going to be a global change. It's something that's going to be over the whole world. You know, it's a global thing, right? This digital system, this beast system, is a global thing. Just like it says in the book of Revelation 3 and 10, right? It's a global thing that is going to come upon the whole earth to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? Revelation chapter 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? So this hour of temptation is talking about it's going to be a mandatory thing to take this CHIP, which is the MARK, right? Which you see that playing out. This is the guy King Charles went forth telling his people of his providence or whatever, in order to use public services, banking, you gotta get a digital ID, man. So it's more or less mandatory. If you don't get a digital ID, you're gonna basically be cast out of society, man. Ostracized, I think that's the word. That might be a mistake. I don't know what ostracized means primarily because it's not a common word, ostracized. Ostracize, man. Ostracize means to be deliberately excluded, shunned, or banished from a group, community, or society, man. So basically, that's what's going to happen. You're going to be ostracized. You're going to be banished from society, right? You're going to be banished from society. You're going to be banished from society, and you're not going to be, you're not going to be, you're not going to conduct yourself as normal as people would do normally in society without the without you accepting this guy's digital system, man. We're starting with this digital ID. You know, they want to blame it on the migrants. You know, they always, because that's what the devil do, problem, reaction, solution. He calls a problem and bring a solution. You know, he calls this migrant, quote unquote, migrant issue, all these immigrants, come illegal immigrants, they caused this. This proof is out there. The government, they told them to come in. They funded certain goddamn countries to funnel their citizens over here and all type of shit. Governments behind the scenes. They're using taxpayer money to fund this great migration, even over here in Babylon. That's all over the world. So this migration thing is not just a problem of America. It was a problem of the whole world, for that matter. More primarily these European countries, right? The European, the NATO countries, basically European countries, they got a problem with this immigration. So they want to bring a solution to it. And the solution is this digital ID, so they can track and trace people. So if you don't got this digital ID, you can't work in this country if you're not a part of you're not a citizen of this country. You know what? You get what I'm saying. So you're going to be ostracized, and that's basically what the elders, the apostles, been talking about. Man, this great hour of temptation that's going to come upon the whole world, right? You see it manifesting itself, man. What's going on with this digital currency, digital ID? I mean, which is basically everything going to be digital. The currency also going to be digital in order to buy and sell, which talk about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, right? This double system. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed. Right. So you gotta worship this beast system, man, right? This digital system, right? This image of the beast, right? Which is basically America, NATO and the EU, and whatever they're pushing, man, their system, their societal system. So if you're not a part of this beast system, you're gonna be ostracized more or less. You're not gonna survive out here. You're not gonna survive, right? And be pushed out of society. This is gonna come upon the whole world, man. That's why they're trying to bring this about, because it's a part of the new world order, the plans of the elites, right? This is Revelation chapter 13 and 16. It says that he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, right? So this mark is the CHIP. That's why you had the ones of the likes Elon Musk. You had Elon Musk with this guy Donald Trump, and he went to China. So China, like I said, like this guy Klaus Schwab said, China is the best model for a digital surveillance system to survey their countrymen. China is a perfect example set for all other nations to survey their country. digital, facial recognition. Well, that's what the new world order, the fourth industrial revolution is all about. And you see that taking place with these robotics. They're going forward little by little. But this devil uh, operates in gradualism. Look up the psychology of gradualism, right? So I might just look that up real quick. The psychology of gradualism.
Well, you get that on the read what I looked up what a digital ID actually means. It says a digital ID can refer to a unique identification number. And that gives you, it's a unique identification number. I just read the book of Revelation 13:17, and I'm gonna restate it again. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So it says the digital ID can refer to a unique identification number or a digital ID used for secure verification, either physically or documents or electronically online. So yeah, that number, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. You getting some type of indication from this devil in order to live in this society where you will be banished, shunned, ostracized. So if you don't play along with their if you don't play ball, they can banish you, So that right there lets you know this is this devil's world, man. They're pretty much laying that hammer down. He's gonna come down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. These are the steps that this devil is taking. That hey, we're gonna you're gonna see these draconian laws come into effect. Either you're gonna be with the system or you're gonna be either banished or put to death.
Now, I was going to do a lesson on this, but through the spirit, it might just come. I might do it later. It all depends on the spirit. But yeah, because I looked this up before and I was going to do a lesson on it, and it says, I looked up psychology of gradualism. Gradualism. It says in psychology, gradualism is the process of achieving significant behavioral, cognitive, or emotional change through small incremental steps. Right. Small incremental steps by bypassing our natural fear of sudden change. This approach lowers the cognitive friction required to adapt, required to adopt new habits and minimizes the psychological restraints often triggered by overwhelming goals. Right. So it helps people to accept something. And if you gradually, bit by bit, step by step, little by little, as the scripture says, he's going to cause Egypt to fall little by little. So gradually, this devil is bringing about this digital system. Right? It's a gradual process. It's a psychological warfare, psychological game that this devil is playing with people, man. He's causing these issues so he can bring about his new world order, man. This fourth industrial revolution, which is about furthering of AI, robotics, in the digital age. Everything is going to be digital, robots, and surveillance, man. Cameras everywhere. You see it with these slot cameras. You see it when these robots is manifesting everywhere. They're pushing this forward little by little. You see robots catching planes. You see robots, humanoid robots in your cities walking around. You see robots as police officers. You got drones, right? You got drones everywhere. You got flock cameras. Other things. Many of other things. You got restaurants that's all robotic. The majority or 90% robotic, so to speak. You got robots cooking your food at certain restaurants. You got I seen the other day they had this robot manufacturing thing, folding up clothes and processing the materials and supplies. Man, they got robots doing that now. It's a gradual effect, so it won't overwhelm people. Oh yeah, we had this before. We were doing this like 5, 10 years ago. Yeah, and it just got better. It got, we got more of it now. That's it. That's how these people are seeing it. They don't see the big picture. They're like, oh well, yeah, they was doing this 10 years ago. Shit like that. Primarily fucking eating like, these simple 2/3 that are, they're wondering after these stuff. That's the psychology of gradualism. Then I looked at this too. I said, switching from tangible currency to digital. Switching from tangible currency to digital will be considered a economic reform. Like that. I looked this up. I says a thought out plan or agenda. A thought out plan or agenda of a country may take several years to complete, or will a thought out plan or agenda of a country take several years to complete? Right? It says a well thought out national plan or agenda often takes several years to decades to complete. Right? So this is a gradual thing. This digital currency, it can take several years to decades. You know what a decade is? 10 years. So that's how they conduct themselves gradually, a little bit. These steps gotta be complete within these 10 years. And then we can move on to the next step. Then we can move on to the next step till they get to the final step, man. So basically we in the final steps of this devil pushing this new world order, man. Right? As you see it coming through the spirit, we see it happen, right? It says a well thought out national plan or agenda often takes several years to complete, frequently spanning multiple political administrations. So frequently spanning multiple political administrations, meaning what? If you had a Democrat this administration, then you had a Republican in the next administration, it don't fucking matter, man. Like we've been saying, like the elders been saying, man. The elders and the apostles been saying. They've been saying that these politicians or your presidents are selected by the elites, man. They are not elected by the people. These people that's in these government officials that run these countries, they don't have any sway by the people or by election or votes. You're even seeing that right now. Your votes doesn't count. You Negro, you should obviously tell that now, because they talking about taking away your voting right, right? And it's not going to stop there, because their ultimate goal is putting your ass back into slavery anyway, And it's obvious. You ever seen it? We even told you about that, man. That's why these devils, we ever point that out through the spirit. We already told you that's these devils' agenda, ultimately to enslave you. That's what this digital currency or accepting this devil's MARK is all about. Basically, make you a perpetual slave, right? That's what that's all about, right? It says a well thought out national or agenda often takes several years to decades to complete, frequently spanning multiple political administrations. So it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat, this administration, Republican, they all following the same agenda, man. These comprehensive long-term initiatives ranging from infrastructure modernization to economic reform, right? We're gonna get into this economic reform, requiring extensive planning, stakeholding, census, funding, and permitting before physical execution begins, right? So it says ranging from infrastructure modernization to economic reform, right? Economic reform. What does word reform mean? It says reforms are the targeted changes in improving reforms are targeted changes and improvements made to systems, right? So they trying to change up the system, your banking system, this digital system, right? They trying to change up the system to digital, right? So that's what a reform is. It says to target changes and improvements made to systems, laws, or institutions with the goal of correcting faults, modernizing operations, or eliminating corruption, right? So like this dude said, like this guy King Charles said, modern world, in modern day society, they're reforming, they're making changes to the system, digital, which the system is a digital system, right? Economic changes, right? So I also looked up this. I said switching from tangible currency, which I could have reworded it, but this is how I put it. I said switching from a digital currency would be considered an economic reform, right? It says transitioning from tangible to digital currency is classified as a monetary reform, right? So it really not a difference, right? Transitioning from a tangible to a digital currency is classified as a monetary reform, a specialized subset of economic reform. Is a specialized subset of economic reform, right? It's a specialized subset. Subset means it's a part, right? Subset is a set, subset is a set whose elements are all considered within another large set, right? So basically, it's a part, right? Subset is just a part of the economic. Monetary reform is just a part of the economic system, right? But it's nonetheless it's an economic change, right? So that's what monetary digital transitioning from tangible to a digital currency is classified as a monetary reform, a specialized subset of economic reform, right? So nonetheless, it's a part of economics. It's its own little category of economics, monetary. So they're basically gradually changing your changing your money system to a digital, the tangible currency that you have, the paper dollar, which is worthless anyway. It's really not money. It's really not lawful tender or whatever it is. It's really not money at all. It's not right. It's really not money. Gold and silver is real money, right? According to your constitution, you know. So it's really not money. But nonetheless, this tangible currency that you have in your hand, this paper and coin, they doing away with it. Switching to a digital system gradually. And they're doing order out of chaos. They're bringing in some type of chaos, then bringing about a solution which creates the order, right? That's how these devils operate, order out of chaos. So basically, this digital transition of currency, which this digital ID, this digital age is all about, man. It's a gradual step that these devils are taking that may span this agenda or plan that may span several years to a number of decades, man. Right? So it's not going to be something that's going to happen tomorrow. They've been planning this for a long time, man. They've been planning this new world order. It's on the back of your your $1 bill. Norris or Socorro means the new world order, basically. Norris or Socorro, basically the new world order. Man. It's on the back of your $1 bill, right? So they've been planning this for these elites. It's a family, man. You gotta understand this is a family thing, man. These elites are a family. They keep their plans within the family, right? Just like their business. This is a family brand business. So their agendas and plans is within that family. And they're passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. This is the plan, this is the goal. Right? This is the plan, this is the goal. It's just you people don't know, you know? You people don't know what's going on. So this is a well thought out plan that the elites are doing. And they're using gradual steps to bring it about so you people don't see the change. But there's a change occurring. It's a change is occurring, right? And this change is this digital era, man, which is the fourth industrial revolution, which basically, what is this guy? I don't know what this guy is. Fruitcake, you know, last name sounds like Ferrari. Whatever his name is, Ferrari, whatever his fucking name is, he's an Israeli. He's talking about in this new system, they're gonna become a class of useless people, man. You know, in this new where robots is taking over and doing all the work basically in AI, robots is doing all the work, is gonna develop a class of useless people, man. So this is the era that they're coming in. He said, why would we need that many people on the planet Earth? Which this digital system of this fourth industrial revolution is bringing about a new class of work, which the class is worthless people, you know? And these is the plans of the elites. You people just don't want to accept it. You know, you want to be willfully ignorant. You want to say, how will people, because you don't understand these Edomites are the wicked. Malachi chapter 1, right? They are the fucking wicked. They're in their right mind doing wickedly, man. You especially 2/3, you look at it like this, because you more or less children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and the ones that's among them that looks like these other nations, you know, your spirit is tuned different than these wicked men. You know, so you more or less you thinking in a righteous standpoint, like, man, that won't be right to do such a thing. But you don't understand these people are the fucking wicked, man, and their mind is not tuned like yours. So they don't think the way that you would think things through. Like they're not thinking like you would think. You know, you gotta understand that. You know, only how you get understanding is from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? So if you understand that these people are wicked and that's how they're conducting, that's how they're thinking, you know, you understand, like, yeah, these people fucking wicked, man. That's how they doing. You know, they going about it in a wicked manner because they fucking wicked. So you looking at it in a righteous, more or less a righteous way, or right, like, man, that won't be right. Try to kill people off, this, that, and third. Yeah, in a righteous standpoint, no. But they the wicked, so they look at it like, yeah, this is gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a fucking wicked idea, man. You know, that's why you got these man-made things occurring that's killing people off. What this Hannah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All these things are man-made, meaning they got patents. You know, and what man created it, the fucking wicked. Esau Edom, you know. So going back to like this guy, that's what he is. They're the Edomites, man. You know, he said this new class of people, which are people, a class of worthless people. Why would you need that many people on the planet Earth? Meaning they got a depopulation agenda, man. You know, the Georgia Guidestone. That's what that basically revealed. They got a depopulation agenda. The Georgia Guidestone revealed that, right? So the guy said, look, why would you need that many people on the planet Earth? He said, we don't need that many people on the planet Earth. And then they said, well, what would we do with these people that's basically worthless? He said, basically keep them occupied with drugs and video games, man, computer games. The same shit you people doing now, man. You know, folly and mirth, because that's the majority of these people. That's what they doing now. They want to get high and just do bullshit, play video games, go to some goddamn public attraction, you know, go out doing folly, shit that ain't worth basically ain't constructive. Well, there's nothing wrong with having a good time, but that's what your life consists of. What the majority of people, especially in Babylon, the land of pleasure, right? As the scripture quotes it, this is the land of pleasure. I think Isaiah 47. That's America, Babylon the Great, man. The land of pleasure. All you want to do is just have pleasure all day. You want to, these people don't want to. They don't want to contribute their time in critical thinking, researching, doing things that's worth uh, how can I put it? Doing things that basically will be positive or constructive to their life, so to speak. Man. You know what I'm saying? They want to just do fucking folly and pleasure. They want to go out to eat. I just want to have fun and get high and basically fulfill the urges of the flesh, man. That's all they want to do. I want enjoy myself and go here. Was there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to have a balance. You can't let that type of mindset run your life. That's how these people in the Babylon the Great is, man. They don't see what's going. They don't see what's going on with their president. They don't see what's going on in the world. They don't see these. You in an illegitimate war. Like this country right now is at war, but these people want to fail to realize it. They don't even want to go into the real issues at hand, the facts of the matter, or what's really occurring. You got people in Cuba, like they said Cuba just ran out of gas or oil or whatever, man. But they sent it, and then I seen another video, they talking about they sending goddamn like $100 million in aid to Cuba because they ran out of oil. Americans are sending $100 million. Then this lady was like, what about us, man? Said, where's our aid at? You know what I'm saying? That's your cruel and fierce king, man. Like he's the reason for all this shit. What is that? Straight Up How News issue, right? So he's more or less the cause of this shit, man. The reason why people are out of gas or oil, the reason why your oil is going up, farmers are going out of business, there's no fertilizer, and that's also putting a strain on the global food supply, man. Right? All these issues at hand, these people want to sit back and act like, want to be idle and being slothful. Just want to goddamn lay around and get high and play video games and act like there's nothing to worry about. I can sit around and do bullshit all day, all day, every day, and things gonna get better. No, it's not, man. Babylon is falling and it will not be healed. Jeremiah chapter 51, man. Right? I think it's the 51. Babylon is fallen and will not be healed, man. This place is in a fallen state, and the Lord is not going to heal this place, man. Right? But going back to this system, man, this is a gradual system that they trying to put in place. Like I said, I looked up. It says a well thought out national plan for agenda take often several years to decades to complete, frequently spanning multiple political administrations, man. So it don't matter who's in office, man. It could be a Democrat, it could be a Republican. This agenda is going to keep going. This agenda is going to keep going for it can go for different administrations, man. It don't matter who's in office, man. It could be a Republican, it could be a Democrat. All of them is a part of this new world order, man. They're just going about it a different way. The Republicans are doing it this way to bring it full circle, and the fucking Democrats are going the other way to bring it full circle, man. That's all they're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They just going about it a different way. You think, oh, nah, man, it's not, man. It's a different party. I mean, what is that? It's two wings of the same bird, man. The bird can't fly. One wing want to go this way, the other wing want to go this way. It don't work like that. Both wings working together for the bird to go in one direction, man. You know, it's two wings of the same bird, man. You know, you can't have a bird flying with one wing. I want to go this way, and the other bird, the other wing want to go this way. It don't work like that, man. So these two political parties, even what is this guy, Jesse Ventura, he pointed that out, man. He said, you think that these Republicans and Democrats are opposing one another. They put that in your face, but behind the scenes, they're partying with one another, man. They're partying with one another. They're having a good time behind the scenes, and they're going to these get together with each other. But in public, they act like they feuding and, this, that, and the third. Now, since we saying that, now these damn idiots acting like, oh, see, now we can get along. You know what I'm saying? These fucking masses of dumbasses. Oh, that's what they're doing. That's what we can do. These idiots, we can front like we don't like each other in public, but really we do. We don't got no problem with each other because he said that's what our politicians are doing. People are fucking idiots. You know what I'm saying? Like these people are just fucking dummies, man. They whatever works, man. Especially these fucking Edomites, because they the fucking devil, man. Because they like whatever comes to their mind, whatever works, you know. But you don't understand that these fucking elites want to eliminate you. Like I said through the spirit, these Edomites, basically the elites of Edom, they practice world domination and world extermination, man. That's basically what they practice. World domination and world extermination. Man. That's why that guy, I made look up that guy on what's his name? I can't even think of his name. Last name sound like Ferrari. He said that shit, man. As AI computers advance, we become a new class of people is being developed, and a new class of people is worthless people. But then he said, why would we need that many people? There's already 8 billion and counting people on the planet Earth, man. 8 billion people, right? Roughly. He said, why would we need that many people on the planet Earth? We're going to develop with that class is already here. We worthless ass losers, they already here. It's going to get more evident and more abundant as time progresses. They already exist. But he said, you develop a class of worthless people. Why would we need that many people on the planet Earth? We got all the robots doing everything. So they got a depopulation agenda, man. That's why you got all these diseases out here, man. These bees, these viruses, and things like that out, man. Because they trying to kill people off gradually from this, from that, this, from that, the food, the food contaminated, the death, the air is polluted, you got the viruses, you got wars, you got all type of bullshit going on. These devils, it's a very methodical plan that these devils got out here, man. To wipe you people out, man. There's like the scripture said, Esau is a crafty, is a cunning hunter, man. He come up with these plans and schemes to fucking knock you people off, man, one way or another. And like they said, every 6 years, you look that up. Every 6 years, these particular viruses were occurring, man, even up until now, right? And that's the number of the beast, man, right? Revelation 13. This is Revelation chapter 13. I'm gonna read it once again. This is Revelation chapter 13 and 16. It says, he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, right? And that no man might buy or sell, say he that had a mark, the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? So, like I said, they got this thing that's out that says these viruses every 6 years, these viruses come out, man. Right. Look up that. You look it up. Every 6 years. right? You see these things. You look that up yourself. Every 6 years, these things occur, even to present time, man. So that's the number of the beast, man. That's why they were saying about you got to stand 6 feet distance. You got to stand 6 feet. So this devil basically telling you know what I'm saying? You got to stand 6 feet. And then they talk about there's no scientific or clinical proof that standing 6 feet is going to do anything, man. So this devil is just letting you know who he is, and they still don't accept it, man. You know. So every 6 years, these particular come out, man. That's the number of the beast. These fucking Edomites, man. Revelation chapter 13, the book of Revelation chapter 13 and 17, it says, and that no man, Revelation chapter 13 and 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the name of the beast, and the number of his name, right? And that name of the beast is basically, that name goes into having, is being down with the system, man. You making a covenant, right? You agreeing to this devil's system, man. That name, right? You are down with the system. You agree with it, right? You going along with it, right? You go into that word name, it says, and you go to this second definition. You go to this second definition. It says the name is used for everything which the name is used for everything which the name covers. Everything the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, reminding the name, i.e., for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasure, command, excellences, deeds, etc. Right? The name is used for everything which the name covers. So the name is what everything, basically the beast system, from the digital ID, you know, everything that the name that you got an agreement with this system. The name is used for everything which the name covers. So everything that this system covers, you agree with. You say, yeah, I'm gonna go with this. I mean, because the digital ID is not the mark. But if you just following along, like, you will basically, eventually you're gonna also ultimately uh, accept this devil's mark. So basically the digital ID is just a part of it. It's a gradual step. It's a part of the gradual step to basically have you agree with this devil system, man. Which basically the digital ID is not mark of the beast, but it's a part of his system. It's a part of that system. It's a part of his name, and you going along with it. It's a digital ID. Now I gotta get the digital ID. Now I gotta do this. Now I gotta get a fucking microchip. You just in agreement with this devil system.
All it is a transformation. It's gonna be that same thing. It's gonna be that same number that start out with a digital ID, but it's going to transform into what that chip. That's all it is. It's what we were mentioning earlier. Gradually, it start out with this, but gradually it's maturing into this. You know what I'm saying? So that's ultimately the point I was making earlier. When I said, when a digital ID it says number. Well, that's what it is. It's keeping people comfortable with this form of a method. So eventually, it's going to turn into this. I did a lesson a couple of days ago about this Edomite chick. She said she already got an implant in her head. She said she got an implant in her head. I think she lived in California. She said now she's able to pay her rent You know what I'm saying? She said it does. She said she knew there was side effects. She went into the side effects of it. Talking about, her head was sensitive before, but now she said it's extra sensitive. You know, she said that she get a static shock. And she said it messes with her speech. Pretty much now she has a speech impediment, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. You know, the number, what is going to pretty much transform that ID, going to eventually with that number is going to turn into what? You're going to have that number, but it's going to be transferred into what? That chip, you know.
And they go there, she said her head affects the sensitive, and that's there's she says the side effect, right? This is the ultimate side effect of receiving that. The scripture warns you that there is a side effect, right? Revelation chapter 16. Start at verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your way and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, upon the earth. Right? These vials are punishment, plague, right? Punishment, plague, right? Verse 2. It says, and the first went and poured his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his name. Right? Fell a noisome and grievous sore. He says she feels some type of, what is that? Tenderness in her goddamn head or whatever, soreness or whatever. What
she said she was tender off. Yeah. She was tender-headed already, but when she got that implant on her head, she became even more tender.
Yeah, tender-headed. Probably because her goddamn it was a grievous sore. You want that word? I'm gonna go into that Greek, what grievous, that grievous sore, what that grievous sore is, right? Grievous sore. I'm just going to the word sore. What sore means. It says a wound, especially a wound producing a discharge pus, right? A sore. Also, right? So you sore, says tender headed. That's a fucking sore. Like you feel a sore in it. Like, what tender headed means, right? It says tender-headed is a term primarily used within African American culture to describe someone with a hypersensitive scalp that experience pain or extreme discomfort during routine hairstyle. Right. So it's a extreme pain, experience pain or extreme discomfort. Right. The sensation of common symptoms, sensations of pricking, burning, or tingling, right? During styling. In intense pain or even slight tension or tight hairstyle, heightened emotional reaction, tears or flinching at the mere sight of it. So it's pain, pain and shit, right? Basically, it's a pain. Basically, it's probably some type of post, and it's also said this. It said a wound, especially a wound producing a discharged pus, right? A sore, a ulcer. So basically, that's probably what she might be developing in their head, man. Some type of ulcer. Basically, that's what's going to happen ultimately as a plague of receiving that, man. She said tender-headed. She might be developing some type of ulcer right in her head. We're gonna look at what an ulcer is, right? Sore. We can also look at what sore means. We're gonna look at the word ulcer. It's an open sore or crater like break in the skin or the mucous membrane lining of an organ of a organ, right? Says an open sore, right? So that's probably what she got in her head. This damn fucker got a device. Probably got some type of open cut in her head, and she feeling some type of she feeling tender, meaning what? Some type of pain, an open sore or crater-like break in the skin or mucous membrane lining of an organ. It occurs when the surface cells become inflamed, die, or shed. It occurs when the surface cells become inflamed. That's why what we said says burning, right? Tenderhead says sensation of pricking or burning, right? It says it occurs, the ulcer, it says it occurs when the surface cells become inflamed, die, or shed. I mean, inflamed, die, and shed, exposing the underlying tissue, right? Ulcers are caused by various factors, including infections, inflammation, or constant physical pressure. So that shit probably got some open sore and just applying a pressure, that damn device in your goddamn head that's not supposed to be in there, applying some type of pressure to the area of your cranium or, that it don't supposed to be at. It's applying some type of pressure. It's causing you to have some type of pain, probably opening a sore, and then you got these damn electronics in your brain. You don't know what it's doing. That shit could probably be leaking out shit. You never know what this fucking device is really actually doing in your brain, in your skull, which don't supposed to be in there. That's why she said, yeah, I seen that video on TikTok. So I was gonna make a lesson on it, but I didn't. I wasn't gonna repost it or stuff, but I did. Uh, and yeah, man, that's one of the punishments of the Lord said to people that's receiving it. Then what she said, tender-headed, that's some type of burning that she's feeling in her soul. That's what it says. An ulcer is an open sore or crater-like break in the skin or mucous membrane lining an organ. It occurs when the surface cells become inflamed, right? Some damn burning, right? Die or shed, exposing the underlying tissue. Since ulcers are caused by various factors, including infections, inflammation, or constant physical pressure. So she might got some type of infection, right? She might be affected, man. Who knows, man? You know, it, it's in your brain where it's supposed to cause some type of discomfort, pressure on your brain. You know, it might be some type of infection. She probably got infected through the process. Some type of infection developed through the process. It's probably a cut open. Who never know? Who fucking knows, man? And that shit gonna develop a fucking ulcer, right? Fucking wound, open wound of skin. Right? So swelling, redness around the affected area. All the right. So something like this can grow there, like an ulcer, that shit can grow, get worse, you know. So them things that thing that's a plague, right? having, like she said, she feel tender headed. She might got some type of infection going on, an open sore, or that fucking device is on her brain where it's supposed to be applying pressure on that part of the brain, causing her this discomfort, man. And it's probably more or less going to develop an ulcer, and that ulcer going to get worse and worse, and it may grow, right? It says the first, Revelation chapter 16 and 2, and it says, and the first went out and poured out his vial upon the earth. There fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. Right. So, yeah, man, that's more or less a side effect, right? Of taking this devil's mark. It says sore, this is primarily describes physical pain or discomfort in the body, typically characterized by tenderness, right? He just said tenderhead, right? Look at that. It's a spirit. She said, a sore primarily describes physical pain or discomfort in the body, typically characterized by tenderness, aching, or inflammation. So yeah, that's one of the damn plagues that the Lord's gonna send you, man. Says you feeling tender-headed. She might got an infection, right? Right? She might got an open wound, which that's gonna lead to an infection, right? More or less, probably. This device is pressing up against her brain where it shouldn't be. Applying pressure to her brain where this device don't supposed to be. You never know what this damn shit is leaking. You think this damn devil got your best interests at hand, man? Hell nah, man. These devils don't care about you people's lives. They try, like I said, they got a depopulation agenda. So they want to wipe as many motherfuckers off as they can, man. By various methods. From your food, why you got all this fuck food around this bitch, GMO, got them chemicals everywhere, got all these fucking chemicals everywhere, you got these man-made viruses coming out, the devil got all types of methods that he do. So more or less trying to, like I said, he got these devils operating two forms, basically two factions. They exercise world domination, world extermination. That's why the scripture calls him the son of perdition. Man. You go into that word perdition means destruction. That's all Esau know how to do, man. All he know how to do is destroy things. He's anti-life, right? He's not pro-life, he's anti-life. These devils are anti-life, and this new world order, that's what it's all about. This electronics and robotics is basically anti-life, man. Everything natural, he's trying to more or less replace everything natural, and he's trying to create it. That's why he's creating, everything that's that the Lord made, how about Shemel Shah made that's natural of nature. This devil trying to basically replace it. This devil trying to replace it. He's trying to replace. That's why you got GMO food. You got man-made. You got lab-grown animals, right? And what this devil trying to play he's trying to play God on the earth, you got GMO food, GMO fruits and vegetables. He created it. You got lab-grown animals, tilapia. You got lab-grown beef, whatever, lab-grown meat. These devils trying to play God. They trying to replace nature with man-made products that he's created. And then they got this phrase, "Oh, man done it." This is man's doing. No, there's only one man, only one type of man is doing. Man, the wicked. You know, there's only one man that's doing all this shit, man. But they want to act like it's mankind. That's why these fucking Edomites love to say, oh, mankind is destroying the earth. You know what I'm saying? Mankind is contaminating. No, man, it's you. You fucking do
Yeah, like these dumbass Jakes be doing that too when they come to what's going on in the globe. For example, these wars, man, we over there. Man, ain't no fucking we, man. I ain't telling these people to fucking round up to go to fucking shoot. This U.S. government is, man, led by Esau Edom, man, self-proclaimed white man. He's dictating these people move throughout the earth. Well, I mean, when it comes to going to war and stuff like that, man, it ain't me to my man. Yeah, we over there, man. Man, nigga, that this damn devil don't give a fuck about your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk about we.
They're so destroyed. These niggas are so destroyed. They just want to be a part of something to feel like they belong. That's all it is, man. You fucking that destroyed, and you that fucking brainwashed. You know, you basically that's what it is. You that destroyed. You don't give a fuck about anything as long as you're a part of something. You know, that's why this damn nigga culture is. That's why these niggas can't, this rap shit and hip hop shit. That's why they can't, they don't want to let it go because they're like, this is all we got. Yeah, that's what this devil gave you, man. This damn rap shit, this damn lifestyle, so to speak, quote unquote, life of culture of death, man. You know, lifestyle of death. That's why these niggas can't let go of this shit or that damn rap shit, for example, because this damn gangster, fake ass hood nigga shit, they can't let that go because that's all they got, you know. And they know this shit ain't shit. And for the truth about it, these fucking Edomites created. More or less, that's how they live their life. You know, but Jake just got flavor. We put style to shit. Now, can you put a little style to it? What the fuck that mean? Nigga, you just doing what these damn devils already been doing. But he's trying to act like, no, I'm the good guy. No, nigga, and you the bad guy, nigga. That's why you consider black. You know, you look up the word black, that's what black means, man. Wicked, void of life, you know, evil. So that's why he's transitioned you into his place. Voila, magic. He put a goddamn switcheroo magic trick on your ass. You know, by gradualism. That's why it says in like all these, even to his religion, man, his politics, his religion, his culture shit. It talks about in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2, that's that mixing of venom, you know. It talks about it in Habakkuk chapter 2. I'm going to touch on that real quick because I seen that the other day, Habakkuk chapter 2. Book of Habakkuk chapter 2. Verse 15, out of the Amplified, it says, woe, judgment is coming to you who make your neighbor drunk. Who make your neighbor drink, who mix in your venom to make them drunk, so that you may look on their nakedness. That devil is mixing his venom up. It got you drunk. That's from his politics. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I listen. This hip hop shit, this rap shit. He created that. You know, your fucking religion. I work for Jesus Christ. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's behind that shit for the most part. You know, even there's these other religions that, you know, 2/3 subscribe to, but primarily one of the biggest strongholds that a religion that they got on so-called black people, this plantation Christianity. You know, I might play that too, because this one dude, he said that shit. He said he can't, oh yeah, I'm gonna play that. Call like how about you guys time. This guy, I'm surprised he said it. He was like, how can you, he was talking about he said Republicans, the Republicans, was plantation Christianity it doesn't matter. Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. You trying to say white Republican Christianity. This is what they This is what they taught you. This is what he said he can't understand it. Just listen.
Just so you understand Christianity, they enslaved us, they raped us, beat us, they ate us, tortured us under it, in front of our families, often under it. And then they looked us in the eyes and said, and if you obey me, if you obey God, when you die, you'll go to the same heaven as me, and we'll live happily ever after. And the question you should ask yourself, if you haven't already, is why the hell would they want to go to your heaven after you put them through all of that? People with common sense already know the answer. Y'all have a good morning.
Right. So he said, why would you want to go to their heaven after them? After they put you all through all that, man. You know, they put you through all this damn torture. You know, they doing all this inhumane, acts, torture. They enslaved you and they raped you and they murdered you. Did all type of despicable acts in the name of Christianity. And they said, if you obey us, you will go to our heaven. You know what I'm saying? He said, why would you want to go to a heaven with people that did this to you? You know, why would you want to serve their God? But these plantation Christian figures, they still go to church every Sunday, you know, and worship their slave master's idol, Jesus Christ, man. You know, even though they want some of these black churches, you know, they allow you to put image of a dark skin or Messiah, that doesn't mean anything, man. You know what I'm saying? You're still not getting the full truth. You can't just get partial or some of the truth. Yeah, we know the Messiah is a black man. You know what I'm saying? They saying that now, you plantation, but you still drunk, man. That's a part of that. They said in Habakkuk chapter 2, this even to this religion, they were talking about that's a part of that mixture of venom that he's mixing that got you drunk, man, from his politics, his religion, his culture that he created to keep you lost and drunk. You know, that mixture of fucking venom. Mixing this goddamn venom up, got you in the mix, and you confused. You know what I'm saying? Got you confused, man. Right? So, like I said, like I was pointing out, basically everything from his politics. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. What is it? I forgot the third one that basically I call them liberal. So liberal Democrat. Not like they don't have no side. Some I can't remember what it is. They don't have no picking it, but nonetheless they are more or less a political party. I probably got to look it up. 3 different political parties of America. 3 different political parties of America. That says United States operate primarily as 2-party system dominated by a Democrat Party and a Republican Party, while many smaller third parties exist, most notably the Libertarian Party. Primary uh, primary landscape defined by these 2 major institutions, which is only 2. The 2 horns is really Democrat, Republican in actuality, but they still got some like this libertarians like they're liberal. Libertarians like liberals, liberals are basically Democrats. The Libertarian Party is the path forward to a future in which personal liberties, responsibilities, and opportunities are revered, protected. But really, it's a bunch of confusion, man. You know what I'm saying? It's motherfucking play what like it's only really two parties, the two horns, but they trying to make this I guess this libertarian is like you don't have any say in either side or some shit. But the liberals are basically because they got liberals and conservatives. Liberals basically are the Democrats and the conservatives are the Republicans. Like they tell you, oh, I'm a liberal. They meaning they are Democrat. They tell you I'm a conservative. They basically telling you they are Republican. Are liberal Democrats? Are liberals Democrats? It says liberals are typically aligned with the Democratic Party, but the two forms are not the same. Democrat is a member of a specific political party, whereas liberal describes a political ideology. And like I said, a whole bunch of goddamn confusion. You know what I'm saying? But more or less, when you hear them talking about it on news or whatever, when you hear liberals, conservatives, when they say liberals, basically they talk about Democrats. Then when you hear conservatives, they talk about fucking Republicans. Like I said, that's what these devils do. They trying to weed. Well, we can. What these damn devils do. They change shit up according to how they feel. If I feel like I want to change something up. Yeah. Bunch of fucking confusion, man. Let your yay be yay, your nay be nay. These devils just switch things up according to how they feel. You know, just like this fucking Edomite said about the Constitution. He said if Trump want to violate the Constitution or do away with the Constitution, he's fine with it, man. You know, but he talking about he's pro Second Amendment. I'm like, man, that's fucking crazy, man. Which is? So what about Trump want to do away with the Second Amendment? Are you fine with that? You know, that's their blessing in the sword. You know, either like they just want to go with whatever they feel, man. Make them feel right. You know, ideology, or I ain't trying to go into this shit. Liberals, whole specific beliefs on Democrats, on the voting coalition. So basically that's what they trying to make you think when you hear liberals, when it comes to these political parties, you thinking of Democrats. You hear conservatives, you thinking of Republicans. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But like I said, it's a whole bunch of goddamn confusion. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn Edomites, man. But yeah, that wine that goes to this political system, and you were being drunk, man, being exposed. He's laughing at basically going to that word shame too, but basically he's talking about like laughing, like making you fucking I forgot what it is, but basically laughing at you, man, 'cause that's what these devils did. They got you in a confused state. These people in a confused state, these damn elites sitting back laughing at you people, man. You know, oh, look at these niggas, rap bullshit. I'm a Democrat, I'm a party. Neither one of them gives a fuck about your ass. These niggas are diehard goddamn Republicans, diehard damn Democrats, shit like that. I'm a follower of Christ, Christian. I give my life. These damn fucking elites sitting back laughing at your ass. Man. They don't give a fuck about your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? That shame, that's what it goes into basically too. Making he's sitting back laughing at your motherfucking ass. Man. You know, that's what they're doing. But that's why I want to point that out. I seen that through the spirit yesterday. I seen that in the amplified version that 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 in the amplified in Habakkuk. Man. That's what he got. His devil's got a mixture of venom. He's mixing it up, and you got you confused. You all mixed up, man. To your religion, to your culture, politics, or whatever you do in life. Man. You know, that's more or less what it is. Economics, he confuse you following his way. Oh man, I'm I ain't worried about none of that. I'm just following money. I'm just trying to get this money. Well, this is this system. That's why he's changing it to digital, right? Like the ox say, who faces on the money, as it is, as Yahweh Shah said, whose inscription is on the penny, right? Who inscription on the penny, Caesar, right? This is his fucking, this is his money system, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just worried about money. I ain't worried about none of that. Nonetheless, man, this is still a part of that wine that you got, that he got you damn drunk off of, thinking that everything's gonna be all good. You know, this is his system, man. You know, basically this is his fucking world, the devil, which is run by the devil. You know, he's Edomite, children of the devil, right? So you're lost, man. You're lost. You're drunk. You know, like the scripture says, you're drunk but not with wine. You're staggered but not with strong drink, right? So that's why these people around here that wine of Babylon, you know what I'm saying? When these other nations are drunk, you know, you 2/3 are drunk too. You know, you're drunk with this philosophy of Esau, you know, lifestyle of Esau. Either if it's politics, economics, culture, religion, you know, you fucking drunk, man. You know, this devil got you fucking drunk with his fucking wine. You know what I'm saying? His fucking venom, which is death. The snake got you drunk with his venom, which is death, man. You know? So yeah, that's why I threw the spirit, you know, I might go make a lesson on it. Who knows? You know? I might make a lesson on it. Or through the spirit, who knows? But yeah, this devil has fucking Trump went over there to Xi Jinping. To see Xi Jinping, he got all these fucking CEOs with him, man. But they're trying to forward this new world order, man. One way, form, or fashion. They bringing out order out of chaos. You know, like I said, they want to blame it on what these immigrants, this digital ID. They try to bring it, like they want to blame it on. Oh, we need a new system to put in place to distinguish real workers from these illegal immigrants. We need digital ID. You know, they're gonna move forward with that shit, man. That ain't nothing but a bunch of BS, man. So, like I said, so they can gradually put this damn digital system into play. You're gonna accept some digital ID. Now we got that, which they said that damn fucking that thing that happened in 2020. That was more or less fucking test run for people to be accepting of this devil system, man. That's all that shit was, a test run. Make you accept this devil system. You know, that's what that shit was, a fucking test run. Making it mandatory that you get this thing, you know, in order to conduct a regular society. You gotta wear a fucking mask, social distance, when they ain't have none of that shit. Mask was, you know, you couldn't even, people with channels were getting taken down. People was looked at like you're causing some type of division, which the Lord is causing division. The division is this. The truth is being exposed. And that's why these people are divided. Because some people want to believe in the false narrative, and some people see the truth, right? And there was a bunch of evidence and facts behind what these people were saying. Even become that diaper that they put in your face. And you got some people in America, these politicians, I see them, they still wearing these diapers on their face. I see these old fucking bottle ass niggas around this bitch still wearing a fucking diaper over their face, more or less. They still walking around here with a diaper over their face. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, what the fuck? Goddamn weirdos, man. You know, that 6 feet distance. They said they have no, that dude Fauci, Dr. Fauci said there was no clinically proven, there was no clinically proven results that standing 6 feet from someone cause any type of significant health improvement or whatever, man. You know, you you stand 6 feet, you're not gonna catch the virus from this person. They said there was no fucking proof of that shit. But you people were drunk and still, like I said, his lifestyle, philosophy, his politics, you know, his fucking religion, you know, economics, whatever, man. You know, you're drunk and you're wandering after this devil, man, wandering after the beast. The beast is that red dragon was Edom. Edom is red. That's why his name was Edom. Red all over.
Yeah, that's all this. This week when we stray away from this subject because this 2019 thing. You know, now they got this Hanson. You know, and I saw this on somebody put a video. So either might be surprised. Either might she put it up. And I saw it on YouTube and on TikTok. And she Googled, she said, what does Hanson mean in Hebrew? But it says in Hebrew slang. I don't know what they own. There's no Hebrew slang, but that's what it says. I just looked it up. We're talking about Hebrew slang. Hannah is a term that means nonsense, scam, lie, or something completely fake.
Yeah, sham. Yeah, I posted that on my I posted that in my I seen some female on TikTok so a week ago or so. I said, yeah, post this. She said, what the mean Hebrew? You know what I'm saying? Damn, shit mean a fucking sham. Bullshit, bogus. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. That's what all this shit is, man. You know, more or less man-made virus, man-made shit, man. You know, they had mentioned this in one of those that Hannah shit and I think it was X-Files. In the episode of X-Files, they were saying this is a silent war, a silent weapon, a quiet weapon for a silent weapon for a quiet war, something like that. You know, like these damn rape guns and shit. You know what I'm saying? A silent weapon. Like I said, this devil got a depopulation plan. Man. That's what these damn viruses is all about. You know, trying to kill people off one way or another. Yeah, it was this, it was this, you know.
This could be like this word, and I just bring a light on it. I'm not saying it is true, but that's what somebody I just looked it up. So they're trying to say it's slang. You know what I'm saying? So I never heard of slang or there's no slang in the original tongue, man. So nonetheless, this terminology could be self-false. But you know, I found it interesting that this lady posted it. And I just looked it up, but if you go into it, that's what they're saying. Something it metaphorically evolved into a slang meaning. So all together, the term could be, you know, it's a made up terminology. But I just find it, you know, interesting, you know, that nonetheless, you know, this lady brought it up, you know. I don't know how true it is. You know, I won't put too much truth in it. I gotta go into detail. But nonetheless, we know these are pretty much psyops. They are orchestrated plots that the devil. That's why I said I could. That's why I was thinking myself. It could be true because we know, in general, these like I said, don't let a good crisis go to waste. You know, there's a predominant email, you know, that says I can't think of. I don't know if it's from the Rothschilds or the family over there in England now. You know, it's one of them that made that statement. You know, you can Google back that. You know, so don't let a good crisis go to waste.
Anyway, Western Church, I think he saying that shit too. But Winston Churchill, I think he's known for saying that somebody else probably I think he got somebody else. Like I said, this is something that it's an agenda that they play out. They take decades for them to plan out, you know, decades. You know, she might be 80 years, 60, 70, 80 years, 50 years, 20 years, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They got these agendas and plans that they try to fulfill. These steps must be completed within 10 years, then we go to the next step. We need to get this completed in the next 10 years, then we go to this step. You see what I'm saying? That's how these devils is gradually. And look, there's this it says interesting engineering, AI and robots. It says uncharted territory. It says figure AI humanoid robot hit 24/7 nonstop work milestone. So this damn robot was working 24 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours, man, a day. Uncharted territory. Figure AI humanoid robots hit 24/7 nonstop work milestone. Figure AI claims its humanoid robots cross 24 hours of nonstop autonomous packaging sorting without failure. So, like I said, that's what this guy, what was his name? Ferrari, what dude's name is? He said, with AI advancing the humans, AI robots doing the work, we're gonna develop a class of worthless or useless people, man. Why would we need that many people on the planet Earth? And how would we entertain these people with drugs and computer games, virtual reality, drug you out your mind, drugs on drugs and shit? You know, and you got to put the MOTB all in the mix of that too, man. These devils can control you. That's the whole reason. Like, man, I'm toying with these people. I'm making my personal robots and slaves. I can make them blow up. Pull them up, make them climb the building and jump off the building. You know, I play with these people. Yeah, I make them fight each other. And I'm gonna make this group fight this group and I'm control this thing. You don't know what these devils got in their mind. If you people accept this damn computer where they can electronically control your ass, they can send uh, send things to manipulate your body, take over your brain structure. You know, they can take over your fucking way of thought. You know, more or less you like a fucking robot, what they call a cyborg. You become a fucking half robot, more or less. They can take over and manipulate your body, you know, and cause you to do whatever they want you to do. You know, you become a toy to them. I'm gonna have this person climb Mount Everest and jump off Mount Everest. You know, I'm gonna have this motherfucker do this, that, and goddamn third. You know, well, you don't know what these fucking devils got in mind. And I'm gonna tell you one thing though, is not good. It's not for your benefit. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck these devils got in mind, man. That's why we need Yahweh Bashar shot. The scripture says that the Lord didn't shorten the days, there'll be no flesh left to be saved. But for the elect's sake, he shortened the days. Because the way this devil's doing, he's destroying it. He's the man of son of perdition. Right? Meaning what? That's why that's basically confirms this devil agenda of depopulation. If the Lord didn't shorten the days, there'd be no flesh left to be saved. So this devil, some way, form, or fashion, will kill everybody off, even himself. Right? So you see, there's nothing but destruction going on behind Esau, man. His food, his culture, lifestyle. You know, every this devil revolves around death. Tells you that in the book of Habakkuk. Tells you that book of Revelation. He is as death, right? Right? And death following. That's what it says in Revelation, right? And death following one of the pale horse, right? Take it to the pale horse, right? Death following. It's talking about Esau. Esau is all those horses in the book of Revelation. Yeah, the pale horse, man. Devil. Revelation 6 and 8, it says, now look and behold the pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death. Hell followed him. Power was given unto him to take over the fourth part of the earth and kill with the sword. Look, he was given power to do what? To kill with the sword, with hunger, and with death and with the beast of the earth. Man. So this devil, this Lord giving this motherfucker power to kill with what? With the sword, with hunger. And while you got famines, these people, he's killing these people off. They can't get no, get no humanitarian aid.
Yeah, just like some time ago, they said that they had a vote with the UN, and they said there was only 2 countries that said that voted that food is pretty much, I'm gonna just say food.
Not a right? Humanitarian right.
Food. They voted no, that food was not an essential right to the people. That was the United States and Israel and the Ish people. You know what I'm saying? So that right there lets you know that they said to kill with what? With famine. So
Kill
they can
with hunger.
Yeah, with hunger. You know, they can deny you food. So they pretty much voted that you don't have a right to food, man. You know, you don't have no right to food. You know, they're gonna starve you off, man. You know.
Right, it says Revelation 6:8, it says, "Now look, behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was death. Hell following, and power was given unto him, and that power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth." And you look up, I think somebody, if I'm not mistaken, some other camp leader is responsible for this revelation of the fourth part of the earth. There's a book out. If you look at the book, that book is called America is the fourth part of the earth or something like that. Man. You know, the fourth part of the earth is America. And there's also a book out that basically says that, man. You know, that basically goes into America being the fourth part of the earth, right? So he's given power, power was given unto them, power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, right? To control America. And America is doing what? It's killing with the sword, killing with hunger, with death, and with beasts of the earth. Shit. And just recently, what's this guy? Pete Hegseth was saying something about dolphins and shit. What he said, something about dolphins, like Iran is using dolphins, he said, but to do something, but I'm not going to tell you that we don't have dolphins that can kill or whatever, man. I'm going to see if I can find that, right? He had stuff, which I would.
Yeah, it was Churchill that was crazy. Never let a crisis go the way. Yeah, I would think there's other quotes that the other devils came up with. Yeah, I know it was one of them. I know it was damn Edomite, but yeah, that's pretty much their philosophy. And one of them, he came up with it, but all of them pretty much live by it. So that right there lets you know that's what's going on to this day, man. This what's going on right now.
I think this guy Pete Hegseth talking about dolphins and the Iran war, right? I'm just playing. You know, it's like a little over a minute.
First question is for Jim O'Kane, Mary Margaret with the Daily Wire. You said that the attacks by Iran so far are below the threshold of restarting major combat operations. What is that threshold? And then for Secretary Hegseth, are there still concerns about mines in the strait? And can you kind of clarify these reports of kamikaze dolphins that we've heard about?
I haven't heard the kamikaze dolphin thing. It's like sharks with laser beams, right? The threshold of restarting is a political decision above my pay grade. What I'll say is it's low harassing fire right now. It feels like Iran is grasping at straws to try to do something across the southern flank. To your question, David, their command and control structure remains very fractured, and I think they're struggling to maintain control down echelon at the edge, but it's still pretty low level kinetics at this point in time.
And I can't confirm or deny whether we have kamikaze dolphins, but I can confirm they don't.
See, you already said I can't confirm that we have or not kamikaze dolphins, but I confirm this they don't. So he said I ain't gonna tell you, I'm not gonna confirm to you that we don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Meaning what? More likely they do. They got goddamn they got animals that they can use. They got animals that they can use to put people to death, man. I seen that they can strap goddamn bombs and shit to dolphins. I heard them saying that about for submarines and shit. I seen some videos of that shit before. They got these fucking partially mechanical goddamn birds flying around this bitch. You know what I'm saying? The damn bird got some type of device in them. So yeah, these devils got they got that capability even with animals, man. They can kill you with animals, you know, and it go all the way back to when they were using dogs to, you know, to tear people apart and all this shit, you know.
Yeah, there was. I think I seen something on TikTok, which I'm fact checking it now. But they said that they did use bats. I think they strapped like bombs to bats or something in a war. About it, but it was some time ago that I seen this. So yeah, that could be plausible, man. You know, they got these, like you said, kamikaze dolphins. You know, that can, you know, because I think, like I said, I think there's information out there that they use that, you know, in one particular war to carry out their, you know, their agenda. I'm trying to do a fact find. I may find it, I may not, but like I said, I seen somebody test on it on a platform. It said bat bombs were experiment. Yeah, that's what it is. It's called bat bombs. It's in Wikipedia. It said bat bombs were an experimental World War One weapon developed by the United States. So yeah, they did it in World War Two. That was developed by the United States. Man. They used bats in World War Two, man.
And I also think they use dogs too. They use dogs in one of these wars for something now. What war did I see that shit before.
But see, it was
One
experimental.
war did America use dogs in combat.
But see, it was experimental. It said World War II bat bombs that only burned down a U.S. base. So it was experimental. You know what I'm saying? They weren't successful in it, but nonetheless, it was experimental. But it only resulted in them burning down a U.S. base. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's what these devils do. They experiment with stuff like that. They got a trial and error. So that's what he did. So I can like I said, it can be plausible that they potentially could have animals trained to, you know, carry out such an attack because they already got evidence that that's what they done with bats. You know what I'm saying? These bat bombs, even though they were unsuccessful, you know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, that's what they were doing. They were trying to use bats to blow up things or blow up their enemies in World War II, man.
We was talking about United States military has used dogs in every major conflict since the nation founded. Right. They've been using dogs since the nation founded. Though they uh, though they were not officially recognized as a formal military branch unit until World War II, the creation of the K9 Corps in 1942. But you know they used dogs in World War II, the Vietnam War, global war on terror, right? German shepherds, uh, Belgium millennials, whatever you call it, Doberman pitchers, you know, they were using these type of dogs in war, right? So and these dolphins, bats, and all type of shit. They use these animals in war, man. This is Revelation chapter 6, 8 out the Amplified version. It says, "So I looked and beheld ashen, pale greenish gray horse like a corpse, representing death and pestilence, and its writer's name was Death, and Hades, the realm of the dead, was following with him. They were given authority and power over a fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with famine, and with pestilence, to kill with famine and plague, pestilent disease, and by wild beasts of the earth, man. So you see this devil Esau, that's what he's fucking doing. Pestilent disease, wild beasts of the earth, with the sword, famine. You know, that's what he's doing all over the earth, man. He's killing with the sword, he's killing with hunger, he's killing with pestilence, diseases, you know, wild beasts. That's these fucking Edomites, man. That's him, man. That's these devils, man. They was given power. The fourth part of the earth is America. Like I said, there's a book, I think, some other camp leader, you know, or predator that he came out, I don't know who he is, you know. He looked up, he found that information, you know, the fourth part of the earth, but basically he's talking about America. That's what these devils in America is doing, you know, in America. That's what basically primarily what they fucking doing all over the globe, you know. Even here, you know, even in Babylon, that's what these devils are doing. Right? So yeah, Esau's been exposed. Esau's been revealed as the devil, as who he is. Yeah, it says fourth part of the earth. I looked it up. It says depending on the context, the fourth part of the earth refers to either an ancient geographical concept of the new world. So what is the new world? The new world is America. The Bible's prophetic imagery for the planet's primary physical system. Right? It says the fourth part of the world cartographed history. It says for centuries, Europeans believed the world consists only of three continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. In the early 16th century, after the voyage of Christopher Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci, map makers like Martin Boss, 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 Burlier, whatever how you pronounce his name, realized the Americas were a massive, previously unknown continent entirely surrounded by water. This vast, unspoiled land was initially dubbed the fourth part of the world before taking on the name America. Right. So that's what these devils, the Esau, that's why they came and conquered America. The Lord gave these devils power over, you know, the earth, Job 9:24, which includes America, and the fourth part of the earth. So they you know, during the Renaissance, they came into power, took over the old, you know, the old world. Then they came over to the new world, which is America, and took over it. The Americas that took over it. So the Lord, Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You know, fourth part of the earth was America, right? So they came over here and took us, Asia was named after America, Asiasticus, I forgot this guy's, you know, right? Uh, something, I forgot. Asia was named after this Europe, this goddamn Italian. It's like Africa named after Africanus. I forgot it. Something Africanus. It sounds just like America, Asian guy. Then America was named after Amerigo Vespucci, right? It was all so-called white people. They came over here, took over the fourth part of the earth, which is the America, right? It said you would read Europe, Asia, Africa, and the fourth part, America. They had Lord Job 9 and 24, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, so they took over the whole earth. You know, they took over the whole earth. So that's what fourth part of the earth. When they came over here, they gave these motherfuckers killing with everything. They that's what they doing up to this day, man. They killing with sword, famine, sword, hunger, pestilence.
They pretty much weaponized everything.
That damn
The food that you do consume is killing.
Right. Chemical warfare, biological warfare, psychological warfare. His blessing was the sword. Back in Genesis, the 27th chapter.
If they starve you out, the food that it is allow you to consume is fucking killing. You know what I'm saying?
Because like the scripture says, death follow him. Everything that this devil, everything these Edomites is about revolves around death. This damn fucking culture, this damn fucking man on man, woman on woman. That ain't pro-life. That's anti-life. Goddamn fucking robots. That ain't damn life. That's anti-life.
And to the point
GMO food.
they're making these goddamn fucking companion goddamn fucking lifelike fucking androids or whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. Talking about, look at the skin, it's soft. Got anything else? Just close it out. All right, we're gonna close our lesson out. Before we do, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Kakadash, Bishop Akron Julazil, brother, blah, 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 and Lord willing, we'll be back to feed the flock next time. Shalom, Barakathon, Baba Ball, Shalom.